company around the world. Wonderful to have Team Talk's favourite, Darren Lewis, in the hot seat. And for the first time this season, Glenn Murray. Glenn, anything exciting this week?
No, not particularly, Jules. Anything your end?
Well, Darren, what's for dinner?
What's for dinner? Well, over the weekend, we got so much to choose from, haven't we? Dish of the day on Sunday, Chelsea against Arsenal. The hors d'oeuvre in the morning, West Ham against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And maybe the secret, the chef surprise, if you like, is Crystal Palace against Manchester United.
I really thought you were going to tell us about some hot new restaurant in because you always are. Now the viewers know that as well. Instead, you're talking about what's on the menu in terms of the Premier League. Well, let's get straight into it, why don't we? The headline act this weekend is a top-of-the-table clash and a London derby. Chelsea versus Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. Will leaders Arsenal further cement their status as title favourites, or can second-place Chelsea throw a spanner in the works?
Well, I'm very pleased with him since the day that he came. His attitude, the energy that he's brought to the team. Another kind of threat. His capacity to play right and left, and his skill set is different to what we had. And we saw again that on Wednesday, starting on one position, then changing to the other position, and being very, very efficient. So great to have him back.
He was obviously featured in this sort of online petition. He's obviously got a great reception from Arsenal fans from the very moment he played the friendly. But were you ever worried at all when there was this online petition for Arsenal to reconsider? And equally, just sort of widening it a bit, does that worry you, the sort of stuff that other players have to suffer, whereas as a player you didn't have to worry about any of that because obviously that wasn't around?
I don't know. If anything, it gave me more conviction and more will to help him and to do everything that we possibly could to make this relationship work and prepare everything around him in the best possible way. But I think that lasted a very short period of time, and immediately we have completely the opposite reaction, which I think he valued, respected, and it was like fuel to him.
What a game we have in prospect, and Darren, suddenly a top-of-the-table clash.
Absolutely. And on the one hand, it's hard to call because obviously Chelsea, off the back of a fantastic win over Barcelona, I really didn't expect them to win as emphatically as they did. Very impressive. And the clean sheet, all important as well. That means that's, 4 clean sheets in their last 5 matches. Very impressive for a side that I thought had defensive problems. But Arsenal, I mean, they're the defensive supreme master so far this season. They are so hard to score against, and I actually think this game will be decided by both defences. There's a mistake in the Chelsea one in every game they play, despite the run that they're on at the moment. If you take out Barcelona, the other clean sheets are against an unconvincing Spurs side, Burnley, who are struggling at the bottom of the table, and Wolves as well, who are struggling at the bottom of the table. If you were a striker, and thankfully we have one here, which defence would you worry most about coming up against?
Yeah, I think you make a very valid point there. Arsenal's, but there is a chink in the armour as well, with Gabriel not being there. So even though Hincapie's stepped in and he's been very impressive, there still is a slight weakness. You'd
still see that as if you were preparing to play in this game this weekend, because I thought Hincapie looked really composed and quite good, and also they all defend against Spurs.
Yeah, no, but.
Well, no, Bayern Munich.
They didn't have much attacking prowess.
No, it was Mosquera.
Mosquera against Bayern Munich, yes. So they've got 2 players who can go in against...
When we talk about Arsenal's defence, obviously it's the famous duo that we talk about, and when that's broken, there's got to be a slight weakness and a slight downturn. Even though we've not seen it yet, it's about managing that situation as far as Arsenal are concerned. And listen, for me, this game is set up for a bit of creativity, something special to happen. And I agree with what you say that Chelsea are probably slightly weaker in defence, but then they've got Caicedo in front protecting that space. But I just feel as though this game is set up for a certain man to come on and reintroduce himself to the Premier League. You know which man I'm talking about, don't you?
Palmer.
Yes.
Well, I have a question from a striker's point of view in Chelsea, because they didn't really play with a recognised 9 against Barcelona. We were kind of seeing the team sheet and wondering, well, who's going there? Estevao was excellent, but Pedro Neto through the middle and up top as part of that front 3 with Garnacho, that was quite interesting. Was that something you expected? Is it somehow a place that he could be taking up more regularly now?
It wasn't something I expected, but tactically it made sense because Barcelona play with such a high line when you're going into this game against Arsenal at the weekend, I think it's a very different profile needed, because someone like Neto, I feel, could be bullied. I think we've seen that with Richarlison last weekend, didn't we? Richarlison was very lonely at times, and when you are that mantle and you are that kind of foundation to get your team further up the field, ultimately he didn't hold the ball well enough, did he, on Sunday? So I can honestly see Liam Delap playing this game. A bit of physical presence just to kind of release that pressure, because no doubt Arsenal are going to play well and dominate the game at stages. So you need someone to go long to, and for me, that man's Delap.
So you think that he's the sort of player, like, you want him to have his back to goal, take the ball on his chest, keep the ball, retain, so that if you've got players running off him,
then you can get people out, and because obviously, like I said, Arsenal are going to be in the ascendancy at times, and with their creative players, they're going to be dominant. They're going to pin you in. And sometimes you just need a release valve, and hopefully for Chelsea, that can be Delap. And when you hold that ball up, then you can get Neto with you, João Pedro with you, or whoever he decides to play. Obviously, he's got options, and when they're going forward, they're really exciting.
Arsenal and Chelsea gear up for a massive London clash, and the spotlight is firmly on the midfield, where Declan Rice and Moisés Caicedo are set to collide. With Arsenal looking to impose their rhythm and Chelsea eager to disrupt it, this duel could shape the entire flow of the match. Rice brings calm authority, strength in possession, and leadership, while Caicedo offers relentless energy, ball-winning aggression, and rapid transitions. It's the kind of matchup that turns a derby into a battlefield. At Stamford Bridge, both teams know that control of the center decides everything, from tempo to territory to momentum. Arteta will rely on Rice to anchor Arsenal's structure and launch attacks, while Pochettino sees Caicedo as the key to breaking up play and driving Chelsea forward. With tension rising and fans expecting a high-octane encounter, this midfield showdown is more than individual brilliance. It's the strategic heart of a clash that could tilt the Premier League narrative.